Guys, welcome back to Family Life Outdoors. So today we're going to be talking to you about my favorite activity, which is camping. We're about a week out from our trip and there's a lot that goes into camping. So I'm going to be sharing with you some lists on what has worked for us and hopefully share with you some tips and tricks to make your trip more successful. We're going as a large group with good friends of ours, Amber and her family from Be Crafty Creations. And if you stay tuned to our next camping video, you'll actually see some of the awesome stuff she makes with vinyls and all kinds of custom home decor. So we will be covering today with you all of our lists for campsite basics, kitchen and dining, all of the stuff to keep the kids entertained and to camp with the dogs. Everything that's going to keep everyone happy, safe, and making sure you have a good time while you're camping. So here we go. All right, guys, so let's talk campsite basics. Can't go camping without your tent. We stay in an Ozark Trail 11-person instant cabin tent with private room. It's a quick setup, has enough room for us and the dog crates. The kids we use our 8-person modified dome tent, which is also Ozark Trail. Both of these are really budget friendly. This one I actually got secondhand at a store and it has not let us down. Again, we waterproof them every year and every year we have rain, so they have not let us down. Below that here we have our 4-person instant dome tent. We actually bought this thinking it would be good for the kids and realized how tiny it was. But we do take it just for the fact, like I said, every year we end up with rain. So in a pinch we can throw a bunch of gear in there to keep it out of the rain, and also when you leave the campsite to keep your stuff out of sight is nice. Keeping all of these tents secured requires a lot of tent stakes. We have a separate bag that we use to keep all of those in, and we have definitely invested in some better ones to make sure that we keep all of our tents on the ground. For entertainment area, we use an Ozark Trail 10 by 10 slant leg canopy. Again, very budget friendly and has worked well for us. We use this thing heavily for other things besides just camping. To keep the inside of our tent clean, we use these little rugs, real cheap. I think we spent like $1 on each one on a clearance find outside of the tent to wipe your feet off before you go in. And of course you can't stake your tent down without a good mallet. Now, I grew up with a rubber mallet, but Zach insists on this big old heavy metal one, and it works. Now, with all of those guy lines that you have for your tents, we use really inexpensive pool noodles. You put a slice in it, wrap it around the guy line, and then they're easy to see and no one's tripping over them and falling. Inside of the tent, we use moving blankets as our rugs. It's great, it's cheap. We normally use them over and over. Here we have our tarps for under the tent and above it for some extra protection from rain if needed. We all use these big and tall chairs from Ozark Trail. They're so comfortable, it's like sitting in a love seat. It's great, and especially if you are tall or on the taller side like we are, so comfortable. Hammocks. We keep a bag of hammocks here that we've collected over the years. We have little sitting hammocks all the way to big adult hammocks. The kids love them, us adults love them. I think they love watching us in them. It's a good time for all. Always take some rope with you. We have a big pile here. We use this to hang up all of our clothes when they get wet. If you're out swimming, can never have enough rope on a campsite. For sleeping with the kids, they have Intex twin size inflatable mattresses, real inexpensive. I think they were under 10 bucks a piece. And we do cheat and we use a high volume air pump for the car. Plugs right in and takes all of the work out of it. For us adults, we have invested in something new. It's a Coleman instant cot with a little pad on it. So we'll see how comfortable that is. I'm sure it'll be more comfortable than an air mattress. All of us, kids and adults, use the sleeping bags. We have the kids and then the adults. The adults are bigger in length and width. They can be zipped together should you choose. So we each have all of those. So those are some of the basics. Alright, so this next part is a whole lot of little stuff, and I keep most of this organized with one of these little Sterlite 3-drawer things, but showing this to you is much easier out of there. So we have one drawer that we keep all of our rain ponchos in, all kinds of different ones, even some waterproof phone protectors we keep in here, just because, like I said, rain, rain, rain. Over here we have some more ropes and tie downs, bungee cords. You can never have enough of this kind of stuff. Big strong clamps can help with clipping up tarps for the rain. Lots of batteries. We take all kinds of lanterns and lights, and there's always batteries needed. Duct tape, electrical tape, and then we have these really nifty little picnic table clips that hold your picnic table tablecloth on. Zip ties. Never leave home without zip ties. You can use those for so many things. And then we have the carabiners. We use these for securing our tent doors, helping the kids feel a little bit more secure. Hanging up lights. They can be used for so many things, and they're really inexpensive. I think they're like $2 for $1 most of the time. All kinds of clips for hanging up your swimsuits and clothes on the towels on the clothesline. I think we got these at the Dollar Tree for $1. So very budget-friendly things. We always have pocket knives. These are a new addition for the kids, for them to carry in their bags. Small and convenient. In addition to our car air pump, we also bring a battery-powered one just as a backup, and a little hand crank flashlight for emergencies, just in case batteries run out or if we're in an emergency situation. Speaking of lights, we have all kinds of lanterns. We have these little push-down ones, real compact for travel. This one's also a flashlight on the bottom. Bright LED lights, and as I mentioned before about waterproofing your tent, this is the kind that we use. It's a silicone water guard from Walmart. Can find that, all over the country, and it works really great. Just definitely air your tent out before you pack it up, and don't do this when you get to your campsite. Set your tent up in the week before and let it fully dry. Some more of the lights that we take, we have all different kinds of headlamps for everyone. We have tent lights. These are pretty cool. I think I got them at Target in the dollar spot. And a little cheap Walmart lantern that has different features. Can't go wrong with inexpensive camping gear at Walmart. For our campfire, we do not bring firewood with us for our campfire due to different insects like the spotted lanternfly, which is an invasive species, so it's not good to transport firewood for your campfires. But we do always make sure that we bring some axes for the firewood that we get locally. Most of the times it's really big pieces, and if you make it smaller, it works better. We always have our Burns-O-Matic propane torch. Really good, especially when it is raining and you have some wet firewood. Also, we take with us quick starts. We have some Duraflame here, just as an easy start in the morning, and some backup fire logs. Now, here we have a Duraflame. I found those on clearance, so I got them. But our favorite is actually these Envirologs. They're really easy to use. You can break them up. And actually, this is kind of like what the inside of the log looks like. So you can use these even just to start the fire. And some fun flaming color cones just to entertain the kids and ourselves around the campfire. Okay guys, so we've gotten the campsite basics down, and now we're going to focus in on kitchen and dining. No one's happy if they're hungry, right? So let's make sure that we have everything. So with our camping trip, a lot of the times our kids like to do what we call mountain pies. They are made in these little cast iron little gadgets. They open and you can put a piece of bread or any type of, tortilla, something like that inside, and then put some pie filling or make a little pizza. The possibilities are literally endless. You can make omelets in these things. But the kids love to do them. And also we have some hot dog extendable cookers here to make those over the fire. But with these are always hard to transport. Keeping them dry and out of the elements and just out of the way has always been hard. So we've found an ingenious hack here. This is a Walmart rifle case, was less than $10, and it zips up, keeps everything together and out of the way, and makes it easy to transport. Can't go wrong. We have a very budget-friendly igloo cooler here where we keep all of our food in this cooler, and then we have a Coleman cooler as well, much smaller, where we keep all of the drinks. We separate drinks and food because kids like to open the cooler more than they like to open the fridge at home, and you don't want your food going bad. For cooking, we primarily rely on the campfire. We do really primitive camping, no electricity, no water, so we take a grate to do cooking, and of course some silicone oven mitts, because no one likes to get burnt fingers, and these things really protect you from the heat. We use another 3-drawer organizer. This one obviously is much bigger, where we keep all of our cups, tin trays, all of the odds and ends, utensils, a can opener. Can't tell you how many times someone has broke the can opener, forgot the can opener. So we have that. We also have some matches in a jar so they cannot get wet, that we would always have those as a backup. And of course, cups. Now we do try and be very earth friendly, but there is times where you do use plastic and it's just easier traveling with a big family. Here we have a crate, a milk crate, filled with all kinds of various juices, sodas. We also have shelf-stable orange juice, which is great to go camping. You don't have to worry about keeping it cold until you want to use it. And we take these little refillable containers as well for any juices that we make with mix. We believe in leaving the campsite in better shape than what we found it. We do take our own garbage bags and a garbage can. This one is really good because it can be strapped down to make sure raccoons, or as we like to call them, trash pandas, don't go wreaking havoc on our campsite. One of my favorite pieces that we have is this small little barrel that has a sealable ring on it. This we use for all of our canned goods and things that we want to keep away from the raccoons and bears, and just keep sealed away. So we also have a camp kitchen. This is pretty cool. On here we have our last 3-bin storage unit that we use. With us camping as a group, we share in responsibilities of things to bring, and so it keeps it nice and organized for the kids, where they can grab themselves some snacks of any kind, drinks, drink mixes, your seasonings, whatever works for your family. It keeps it really nice and condensed, and the nice part about this is we can use it throughout the day and throw it in the back of the truck at night, because you don't want to bring any bears or any creatures to your campsite. We also have a coffee maker. We need this to survive, and the kids need us to drink it so they survive too. Camp cups. These were very inexpensive at Walmart. It's actually something that we added new this year, for us all to have our own mug for hot cocoa or coffee. Again, for cooking, we really stick to cast iron. These are nice, small cast irons, individual size, that the kids can make their own stuff, and so can we. And then we have a 2-piece cookware set. We use these every year, and then we put it back in the box for easy storage. Not pictured here is our Dutch oven that we use, which is also cast iron, and we also take a folding table with us for prep space that we share as a community area. And for dining, we have some tablecloths. So this here is one of my favorite new additions. Any of the camp gear that we have up to this point has been, plastic tables, the chairs, the totes. And if you've ever taken a kid camping and you've had them swing in a hot pie iron at you, or a hot dog cooker, and you're like, oh God, here we go. We just did not want to invest in a big metal table. So Zach actually built this for me. It's really cool. It's essentially like a piece of wood that fits on top of a storage bin, and it can be attached with Velcro. So when we're traveling, this can go in the back of our SUV under all of the stuff. And this tote we use for all of our gear out on our trailer. Once you get there, you stick it on and you have a not meltable table for all the hot stuff for the kids. Awesome. All right, guys, so you have set up your camp. You've made sure that your family's fed and everyone's content. And now what about your fur babies? You got to make sure that they're good too. The number one question I see in a lot of the camping groups that I am in is, can I take my dogs camping? What tips do you have? So we're going to share here with you ours. We do always take at least 1 to 2 of our pack with us. And we have some big boys. They're anywhere from like 80 pounds to 100. And they love camping with us. And we want to make sure that they're comfortable too. So in our tent, like I mentioned before, we lay on the floor a moving blanket. We do the same thing under their crate, which we take with us. Keeps it insulated and nice and warm for them. And we don't necessarily keep them in their crate, but our dogs do like their crate. It's like their little den. So we want to make sure that we have that and that little bit of home for them when we go away. Our dogs are labs, so they are real good swimmers, but it's always important when you're doing any type of like water activities to make sure that they have a life jacket. You want to keep those fur babies safe. We have a first aid kit specifically for our dogs, which if you follow our page, this is a whole separate video that we're going to be doing, breaking down what we keep in here for them. In the tent, we do keep a travel bag. This is called On the Go Dog. I have had this for our dogs for too many years to count. I don't even remember where I got it at this point, but it's really nice. It's self-contained. Pretty much everything that we show you here on this table fits in here. We have our runners in there, an extra leash, a collar, and with the runners, we set up this big metal stake somewhere centrally in our campsite. So that way we don't have to keep them on a leash necessarily all the time. They get to be on a runner where they can explore but not go on to the neighbor's site. Of course, they need to eat, so we have some dog food, and this is in a sealed container. You want to make sure that you're not inviting any little rodents into your tent, and I don't suggest keeping food in the bowl in the tent at all. But of course, you want to always make sure that you have water for them. So we do always keep a bowl of water in our tent. So keeping them entertained while we're camping, I swear by these. These are all natural deer antlers from Hound and Human. I can share a link in the comments for them as well. These keep our power chewers entertained for quite some time. We love these. We also use with them the calming mist. Here we have the lavender and marjoram. Our oldest lab is terrified of the thunder, and this definitely calms him down. While we are camping, we are rough and tough and out hiking, doing lots of activities, and we want to make sure that we keep their paws protected. So we use this pain in the paw balm. Again, all natural from Hound and Human. And then for our little creatures, our kids, we use the Bug Blaster from Hound and Human. This is an insect repellent with no DEET. All natural products that we love and we use. You'll see more of their products in our first aid kits. But this is really what we take for the dogs. The whole camp's set up now. You have everyone fed and happy. The dogs are set. They're good to go. So shower time. We have stuff here for, personal hygiene. This is going to be different for everyone. It's really dependent upon what you use at home. What I do is I carry all the family stuff in one bag. And then once we get there, we have these convenient little totes. Got these at the Dollar Tree for $1 a piece. And then they can carry their own stuff to the shower, their toothbrush, everyone's happy there. So that really covers your hygiene. Then we have first aid. Now, I showed you the dog's first aid kit just briefly. We're going to dive into, in another video, our whole first aid kit. But if you're traveling with your dogs, always make sure that you have their rabies information, their microchip information, and their license. God forbid they get away, you want to make sure that you have all that at your fingertips. But we do have a first aid kit also for our kids. This has some stuff in it that they're capable and used to using themselves, that they know where everything is. And then we have a big old family, pretty much like medic bag that we carry around. This whole thing is for our first aid kit. So definitely tune back in for another video on our first aid kit. So if you're watching this video shortly after it's been posted, you know that the world right now is experiencing this whole coronavirus pandemic. And camping looks different now than it did years ago. Parks are closed, social distancing is in place, so a lot of the activities that you would normally be able to do in campgrounds aren't available. So we do have the luxury that we get to use a trailer to haul all of our gear, so we're taking a whole bunch of activities for the family. We have a volleyball net, we have glow sticks. We have this awesome little game called LCR, and this is one that you can actually, play in the yard. We also have the small version for rainy days. Badminton and birdies, a 5-in-1 backyard game combo. Go Gator Premium disc golf, volleyball, soccer, water gun, any type of activities. This is all going to vary based upon your kids' interests and ages, what kind of group you're going with, and what kind of storage space you have. We also have a foam target and bow and arrows, of course, child bow and arrows. But all kinds of activities that they can do on our campsite with the family that we're going with, so we don't have to worry about the world outside. So thanks for watching with us today, guys. I hope you found some good tips and tricks for your family. Do keep in mind it is a big family group camping trip that we do, and in the past we always packed everything in our SUV along with ourselves. And this year we do have the luxury of taking a trailer. So we are taking a whole lot more with us than we normally do. But really, it's all about having fun, taking with your family what works for you, and going with the flow. So thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and keep an eye out for our videos like how to pack your first aid kit. Bye, guys.